Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. Today's video is going to be 10 random facts about us. So we're each going to do 10 facts. We thought this would be another good video for you guys to try and get to know us a little bit better and just find out some random stuff about each of us, if you're interested.
You can start.
Okay. Alright, so my first really random fact about myself is that I'm low-key obsessed with makeup. I have been for a really long time. Pretty much as soon as I got out of high school, makeup is something that I just really was drawn to. I think that's how I eventually got into YouTube as well, because I had watched so many beauty tutorials and things like that over the years. So yeah, that's kind of like my little low-key obsession, which is unfortunate because these days I don't really go anywhere. Like, I don't go anywhere special, so I can't like wear a lot of different makeup styles and that. I feel like the only time I can wear them is kind of like on camera, and then around the house I just can't be bothered. So
Talking about obsessions, I have an obsession with football, or also known as soccer. So I will often, at least once a week, get up at 2, 3, 4, 5 a.m. to watch the English Premier League. When the World Cup is on, I watch every single game. Doesn't matter if it's like Nigeria versus Peru or some random team, I will still watch it. I absolutely love football. I often write football articles and submit them to football websites and blogs, and I've been doing that for about 4 years or so. I just really enjoy football, and I can't get enough of it. Kaylee can't understand my obsession with it.
I can understand it to a point. Now, like, I think when we first met each other, we did find out that my dad goes for Manchester City, and he has for a long time, and then Dan is also a supporter of Manchester City. So that was really a nice, like, entry point for you, I think. But I think as the years went on, I didn't realise how obsessed he was with it. Like, I like soccer and I like football, and I enjoy watching it from time to time. But there's like a level of obsession, I think, where it gets to the point where it's like your life. And I think it is like a huge part of your life.
It's like one of my absolute passions.
So my second fact is that I can do this. I don't know if you can see that on camera. I might have to zoom in on this.
How do you even do that?
And I can do it with like each of my fingers. I don't know if it's because I'm double jointed. I don't actually know what that means and whether that's why I can do this, but yeah, that's just like
I literally can't
random
do that.
fact.
Unless I push this finger in, I still can't really do it.
Yeah, no, I just
It's so creepy. How do you do that?
I don't know. Just one day I started doing it and I was like, that's weird. I wonder if anyone else could do that.
So I'll eat pretty much any food that you give me. I'm not picky whatsoever, but there's one thing that I just cannot eat, and it's green beans. They literally make me sick when I see them on my plate and they're touching my other food. They're like contaminating my food. It tastes like poison to me. I can't eat them. Whenever I go, even to like a friend's place or a restaurant or a family member's house for dinner or whatever, and there's green beans, I will literally pick out everything around the green beans, and the green beans will sit to the side, and everyone always makes the comment like, oh, you don't like green beans. And I usually end up saying something like, no, I absolutely hate green beans. I can't stand the smell or the taste of them, or the texture of them in my mouth.
Because like, it's so weird to even hear you say, I don't like to eat something, because he likes to eat everything. Yeah. There's like nothing else that I can really think of off the top of my head that you don't like. But yeah, I'm the same with green beans. They've always been like that vegetable that I just feel like no matter what you put it with, it still tastes like rubbery.
Yeah. Even when it's in like covered in sauce or stir fry sauce, or like in a casserole or something like that, I can't eat it. I'll pick them all out and put them to the side and eat everything around it.
So speaking of things that we really hate to eat, I'm on that bandwagon of hating coriander or cilantro. It's so weird. It's like exactly what you said then. When it touches anything on your plate, it contaminates it. I can taste it. Even if like there's traces of it on my plate, I can still taste it. It's, oh my god.
You always say it tastes like soap.
It tastes like soap.
It does not. I like coriander in my food. Mexican food, in Vietnamese and whatever. I love it.
Oh, and to be honest, like, I love Vietnamese food. I love Mexican food. But as soon as there's a bit of coriander on my plate, I'm just like, no.
There's nothing wrong with coriander. I don't understand this hate
I have
people
read
have for it.
I have read, and there's many other people out there like me, so you guys let us know if you like coriander or not too. I have read scientific facts on people that hate coriander. And there's like science behind it, and there's a reason why it tastes like soap to those people. I can't remember what the reason is, but there is like research that's gone into it. And
what do you think? Do you think
Just a
coriander
special breed of
tastes
people.
like? Do you think coriander tastes like soap? Let us know.
just devil's herb. Ruins everything.
So you may not believe me when I say this, but I actually never get sick. I haven't had the flu in probably 5 years, and that is the truth. Kaylee's been with me for nearly 6 years, and I have never had the flu.
Yeah, this annoys me so much in a lot of ways. Because I always get
Kaylee
sick.
gets the flu or a cold at least.
Yeah, that's
3
my other
times
random fact.
at least.
I always get sick. It's the worst. I don't know, my immune system just has always been like that from a really young age. And it's not that I eat really bad. We eat a lot of vegetables. We do try and keep fit, and I don't know, it's just like I always get sick. I don't ever, I try not to run myself down either, but Dan never gets the flu. Like, there's only one time I can think of while I've known him, and we weren't together at the time, that he had a flu, and that was over 6 years ago, so it's pretty crazy.
Kaylee can be sick and eat the same food as me. We can share the same drinks and stuff. I don't get sick.
I hope this
Never
isn't
get
going to
sick.
jinx you.
Nah.
Now that you
Alright.
said this, now that we put it out there and you get like sick next week.
One thing that really makes me feel sick is when I see people dip their McDonald's chips into their McDonald's ice creams. I actually feel sick when I see this. I've never tried it, and I never will. I think it's the most disgusting thing on planet Earth. I can't think of anything worse. I can eat fries and I can eat ice cream separate, but I can never ever put the two together. It's horrible. I can't even think of anything more disgusting.
I am one of those people that dips chips in their ice cream.
She always tries to force me to try it, and I'm
He's
just
never
like,
tried it. He's
I'm
never
like,
tried it.
no. It actually makes me feel sick when I look
He's
at
never
people.
tried it. How do you know
I'll never
what
try
you
it.
like
I will never try it.
if you don't try it?
Nah.
That's my question.
Ugh. makes me feel sick thinking about
We
it.
have literally had potato chip flavored ice cream before.
It's
and you
different.
enjoyed
it's
that.
completely different. Completely different.
It's potatoes. It's the same thing.
It's not the same. It's completely different.
Oh, the mix of like the salty chips and the sweet ice cream, and then like the hot and cold. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
You're missing out.
Yeah. Okay.
You're missing out.
No, I'll never try it ever.
So I have only ever gotten detention once, and it was when I was in year 1, so it's quite little, and I was with my friend in class, and we were doing some hand painting, so we had like paint all over our hands. We were just like a complete mess, and so the teacher went and told us to wash it off in the bathrooms. So we went to the bathrooms, and instead of washing the paint off our hands, my friend decided to start placing her hands on the walls in the bathroom. So there was like colourful handprints all over the walls in the bathroom. And being the bad influence that she was, and being the follower, the little sheep that I was, I started doing the same thing. And then the teacher
Walked in.
came in afterwards, because
You
the only
think-
class that was doing hand painting was our class, and she knew that we'd both been to the toilet to wash our hands. So straight away she knew it was us, and she questioned us, and I cried.
You cried.
I cried.
Was the wall like white? Like
Yeah.
it was a white, clean,
Yeah.
clean white wall.
Yeah.
Oh, you're horrible. So the original reason why we started Wonderwalkers is because we travel so often and we love to travel, but that wasn't always the case. I didn't travel until I was 20, so I'd never even been on a plane until I was 20 years old. First trip on a plane, and overseas of course, was to New Zealand, which was the present that Kaylee bought for me. So if it wasn't for Kaylee, I might not have travelled. And once I travelled that first time, I kind of got obsessed with it, and then here we are now. We've been to more than 25 countries together.
So every time there's no money in your bank account, every time you're poor, you can blame me for that.
Yes, that's true.
Every time we book a trip without even thinking,
Yeah.
and may have the regrets later.
That's very true.
It's all my fault.
Growing up, we as a family just never travelled. We'd sometimes go for a drive up to the Gold Coast or to family a couple hours away, or down the south coast of New South Wales, but we never went anywhere far. We always just went kind of local and never caught a plane or anything.
So I am a weird mix between a homebody, so someone who loves being around the house and just being in my little comfort zone, and explorer. I enjoy both aspects of both of those things, and I guess for me, winter is really that time where I love to be inside, and I don't mind going outside, but I really love doing things around the house, and I think with YouTube and that, it allows me to sort of do some work at home. I mean, I already work at home a lot of the time with my freelance stuff, so it's just like my cozy time. As you can see, I'm wearing a really big jumper, and this is kind of like just what I am at home a lot of the time, minus the makeup. I just like to be comfortable in my comfort zone that way, but then at the same time, I get these like itches to go traveling and to explore new places and to go hiking, and it's just like a weird combination. I think
I'm very similar in that aspect as well. I absolutely love being at home. Days upon days go by where I just don't want to go anywhere. I just want to stay home and not leave the house. But then there's times where I just want to go on a holiday or go overseas or go hiking or whatever. I'm very, very similar. We're very similar in that aspect. That
definitely.
We love to be at home and comfortable and wear pajamas all day and just be comfortable. But then we have these massive urges to go on these far-flung adventures and just weekend trips as well. So this next one is another obsession that I have, and I don't even know how it started or when it started. It's a fairly recent, fairly new thing for me. But I kind of have an obsession at the moment with plants, and obviously indoor plants because we have an apartment and we don't have a backyard or anything like that. So I have been collecting plants over the last couple of months. I don't know why, I just have this obsession to have all these indoor plants, and I just want more and more and more. And every time I go shopping, I want to buy more plants. I just want to add to the collection. I want to make the house colourful, I want to make it green, I want to grow everything, and I wish I had a backyard and a garden so that I could grow my own fruit and vegetables.
I call him the crazy plant man now. I feel like, and I've told him this before, I am going to come home one day and it's going to be like Jumanji in here, and there's just going to be plants everywhere.
That's the dream. That's the goal. That's where I will
be. Like
be.
in the corner with your plants, just like, even for a while there, I was getting like low-key obsessed as well, I will say. There had been a few plants that have died.
Yeah.
But if you guys would like a plant tour, we can do that for you. So when I was younger, I was painfully shy. I could not even go up to a cashier and ask for like a coffee. I couldn't order myself anything. Like I would have to get my mum to do it. And this went on until my early 20s. I was very, very shy. I wouldn't say I was a very independent person at all, which is really funny to think about now, because I feel like now since
you do everything like by yourself. You run your own business and you just work from home and do everything yourself now.
Yeah, so I mean, like going back 10 years ago though, now it was not the case at all. I was very, very anxious all the time being around large crowds, which I still get that way. Like I'm definitely the wallflower, I think, in the room that likes to stand, you know, closest to the walls, definitely not in the center of the room when you go to like an event or a party or something. But I definitely feel more comfortable these days, but I still get that little bit of like, there's a lot of people in this room and I don't know how to feel.
I get that.
There's definitely, even with certain people, like when I'm meeting them, I do feel a little bit like I'm that awkward person. You know what I mean?
Exactly what you mean.
But yeah, like going back 10 years ago, I was a very, very shy person. I could not do anything for myself. It was really sad actually. I wish I'd been a little bit more willing to do things on my own, because I feel like there were things that I missed out on back when I was a teenager and in my early 20s, because I was just too scared of everything and to do anything.
My next point follows perfectly on from Kaylee's. I am also an introvert, but I'm much more of an introvert than what Kaylee is. I always knew I was an introvert, but I recently did a personality test and it came back that I was actually about 93% introverted.
And we should make sure that we mention here that it's kind of like one of the more scientific personality tests. We might actually do a video on this, like, because I think it's really fascinating, and there's a lot of information that actually gets processed.
And a lot of the information when I was reading through it is very accurate for my personality and my traits and everything. So it's really interesting to see. So I'm the same with Kaylee. When I'm in a room of a lot of people, I kind of shy away, I go very quiet, and I'm kind of a periphery. I genuinely like being by myself. Kaylee and I live together and we have for many years, but I can go hours without speaking to her just because I like being on my own and just kind of in my own thoughts, and I just enjoy being by myself every now and then.
You find it really exhausting, like, to be around people all day.
I do.
I was never allowed a dog. And it's quite funny actually, because I begged my mum for a dog when I was younger. All I wanted was a dog. And she said no. So instead we got guinea pigs. I don't think my mum was expecting to have had 10 guinea pigs. But my brother and I ended up buying a guinea pig each, a boy and a girl. We didn't get it desexed. We didn't get either of them desexed. And they ended up having quite a few babies. And I think in the end, over the course of like 5 to 10 years, we had about 10 of them. Which ended up being quite a bit of work, because my mum, a lot of the time when we were at school, was forced to kind of look after them, and they had this cage that was really quite big and it had to be cleaned quite often, and it was really sort of hard to clean it too, so it was a bit of a hassle. We also had about 6 birds that all died. It's pretty tragic.
You also had a mouse when I first met
I did have a mouse, yeah. We had 2 mice and they died. All of our animals just really, I don't know, they died. A lot of them, I don't know, we're not bad like owners or anything. Like I didn't do anything wrong, I swear. It was just, I don't know, misfortune, I think, with having pets.
My next random fact is that when Kaylee and I are home, we drink a lot of coffee, but the thing is, I never finish my coffee. I always leave half a cup of coffee or 3/4 of a cup of coffee. I let it sit there and it goes cold every single time, or I just get halfway through it and I forget about it, or I just don't want it anymore, and I never finish my coffee. You can relate to this one. You always get annoyed at me when you see my mug is still half full and it's been like an hour and a half.
It's so frustrating.
And when I'm at your house, your mum always says the same thing as well. She's like, oh, I should only make you a half one because you never finish your coffee.
So disappointing. So for those of you who may not know, I am actually quite blind. I am, I think, minus 3.75 at the moment on my blindness scale. I am wearing contacts at the moment, and usually I would just be wearing my glasses. I wear glasses a lot because it's more comfortable when I'm in front of a screen. But I never used to have eye problems when I was younger. I never actually needed glasses until well after I left school. So I could always sit at school.
It's so interesting that your eyes just one day...
I don't know what it is, because I used to be able to sit at the back of the classroom at school, never had an issue reading the board. Could always read the board, had 20/20 vision really.
So I don't know if this is just me, I haven't really looked into it, but when I look at the sun, I tend to sneeze. I don't know what it is. It's like the sun affects me and my nasal area and my eyes, and I just sneeze. You think it's weird. Every time I do it, you're like, why are you sneezing? I'm like, I looked at the sun.
I don't get it. I have never had that sensation to sneeze when I look at the sun. I don't know what it is.
Every single time I look at the sun directly. And if I glance at it and it kind of hits my eyes directly, I just sneeze. Is this just me, or does this happen to anyone?
I know in this household it's just you, but
yeah.
I've never had that happen. It's really strange.
I'm weird.
You're weird. So my last fact of the day is actually quite an interesting one, or I think it's interesting. But when I was younger and I had my first camera given to me, which was a disposable film camera, I think I was in year 6, so I would have been in like primary school. We went on a camp. We went on a camping trip, and I didn't know that with the disposable film cameras, or any film camera, you're not actually meant to open the film compartment once you've loaded the film. So I kept doing this thing. It kind of had like a bit of a pop, like a little button on the side of the camera, and I just kept kind of like flicking it. I was like, this is fun, like an idiot. And I was doing that the entire trip, the entire camping trip, as I was taking my photos and my friends and group shots and everything like that. So when my photos turned out, I had one photo that turned out of like 30 or whatever it was. So I then went on to become a photographer. Somehow. I don't know how. But that was my first experience with a camera.
What did your parents say to that? Were they
Oh my god. Well, actually, when I was at the camp, this other girl who I was friends with, she said to me, I don't think you're meant to open that. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, you're not meant to open it because I don't think the photos will turn out. And I was like,
ruins it?
Whatever. And then I, obviously, like when the photos got developed, my parents did it for me and they went and got it done.
Paid money for it.
And then they were like, did you open the film compartment or did you do something to the film? And I was like, maybe, I don't know. You didn't tell me. They didn't let me know. So, I don't know. That was my first experience with a camera and it's really lame to think of now.
You're probably not the first child to do that. But I know I never did that. I was told by my
Wow,
parents.
you're shaming me right now. Oh my god. It's kind of embarrassing. If only I'd known I went on to become a photographer.
Before I started high school, I never really knew what I wanted to do. It wasn't until year 7 where I kind of thought I knew what I wanted to do. I started doing food technology, so I started cooking and experimenting at school with knife skills and cutting and cooking, obviously. And then I do that at home as well. And then for the longest time, up until about year 11, I wanted to be a chef. I started working as a dishwasher at a local RSL club, and that was my first job. And then I did work experience at a pizza restaurant, at a leagues club, and a Catholic club in the kitchen, doing food preparation and cooking. And then all of a sudden I got to year 11 and then I completely changed my mind and I didn't want to be a chef anymore. I also worked as a kitchen hand, so I was cooking entrees and food for a restaurant where I was living, near where I was living, and I think it was that job that really kind of cemented the fact that I didn't want to be a chef. Being a chef would have been a very hard lifestyle, I think, and I like my lifestyle that I currently have, and I definitely wouldn't be able to have this lifestyle as a chef. So
Very true.
these are our 10 random facts. We hope you enjoyed this video. We're just trying to create content for you guys to get to know us better and make our content and our channel much more exciting and broad, and we hope you are really enjoying it.
So thanks again guys for watching, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. We're also on Instagram. Our handle is down below in the description box, so make sure to go and follow us over there as well, because we like to post pretty much daily content over there. And let us know what you want to see on our channel.
Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you check out our other videos as well, and we will see you guys in the next video.
See you!